32nd chapter. And the children of Israel had roamed around. And this was at a time after they went over and spied the land out. They'd already done that. They'd come back with an evil report, which I'm not going to talk on that. But they'd come back and wandered around some more. But there was two. I know we mentioned them here just a few weeks ago or whatever. But Joshua and Caleb, they had taken and they had held on. And people, what they had is what is able to go with you. The others looked around at the natural, as I mentioned here a while back. But they looked at the spiritual. And Sister Duval, she was saying, the Spirit of the Lord makes a difference. And without the Spirit, we're not going to make heaven our home. Without the Lord in our life, we're not going to make heaven our home. But these here, they had to take, that was left, they had to take and make a decision as to what they was going to do, as to how they was going to go, because if they didn't take and look to the Lord, they was going to head right down the same road and wander around the same as the others had run done. But they had to make a decision to take and decide as to what they was going to do. Tell us this morning, if you will go armed before the Lord to war. We're fighting a war. We're in a battle. But people, in order to go out to that battle, we need to go armed. And I'm not talking about with these natural arms and to take and fight that battle. But we're going to have to be armed with the Word of God that we can fight this battle that we're fighting today. Because the things of this world will not be able to take and win the battle. But it's going to have to be the things of God that we can win this battle. Well, look, first of all, in Numbers, the 32nd chapter, the 21st verse. And we'll probably back up. I'll go ahead and read the 20th along with it. It says, and Moses said unto them, if you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, if you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, it goes on in the 21st verse, it says, and we'll go, all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord until he had driven out his enemies from before him. People, as I said, we're not fighting the natural battles, but we're fighting a battle today in the way that we're living, that old devils are going about in a rampage, and it's time that we go to war and put him back in his place, and we put him underfoot and don't let him rise again. Amen. That was what was wrong with them back then when they was wandering about. They kept letting the devil rise up and let the devil get in front of them and hinder them. But it's time that we as God's children, that we get armed and get ready to fight the battle and do it with all of our might and fight in the hour that we're living. We need to fight like never before. But as it said here once again, if you'll do this thing, if gets to be a big word. If we will take a stand for the Lord, we can win. But a lot of people today is They had taken it, wondered. I want to back up into the 6th verse and read some verses here. It says, and Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? Shall some go to war, and some take a seat? It's not a time to take a seat. But listen on to this next verse. It says, and wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them. We believe we take a seat now and we sit down and don't take and uphold God's word. And if we don't take and get armed and go to battle, we're going to take and sit down. And as the scripture said here, discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel. We can discourage the young people. We can discourage the new Christian by not upholding God's word and taking a stand. But it's time that we stand firm and grab a hold like never before, that God can have his way. God can bless us, he will. And he can meet the needs as he will. But once to get in that 6th verse, it says, shall your brethren go to war? People, we can look around and say, well, y'all listen, can do it. Stopping and thinking about Moses there for just a second whenever the Lord first called him. He said, but I'm not eloquent to speak the words. I'm not able to do this, and I'm not able to do that. It's time that we quit looking in the mirror itself and saying what we can do, and saying with Lord's help, I can do what you would have me to do. It's time that we walk with him, and then we let the Spirit of the Lord, as she was saying earlier, it's time that the Spirit of the Lord grabs a hold. It's what will make a difference, and it's what will help us to go through. When we look to him, look at what it said here. Going on into that 8th verse, it says, thus did your fathers, when I sent them to Kadesh Barnea to see the land. So did your fathers. It's going back to whenever they took. So said, spied out the land. They took and they sat down and said, we can't do it. We can't do it. We're not able to do it. We're not able. We can't. Brother James was singing also, I am nothing without you. I'm nothing without you. People, those 10 that went, those that went over and came back with an evil report, they came back with what self had to say. And yes, they could do nothing. Why? Because they had their eyes upon what they was able to do. But we need to get armed. You know, you take whenever the soldiers and all goes to battle, they go and they train for whatever weapons they're planning on using. Whether they're going to take and be in the tanks, or whether they're going to be one of the ground ones that takes with the guns or whatever. They go and train for the workers to do it. People, it's time that we get in there and train for the battle is before us, that we get in the Word, because this is our arm that we need to get armed with, that we can fight the battle that's before us. We cannot get armed with the natural things. He told them, said your fathers did. They took a seat. They discouraged. There was two. There was two that wasn't. But also going on down before we get to the two. Goes ahead and said within this, it says, for when they went up into the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Lord had given them. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he swore, saying, surely none of these men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear to Abraham and Isaac and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. They didn't take and go all the way. But listen on at the 2. Goes ahead in the 12th verse. It says, save Caleb, the son of Zephaniah, and Kishonite, and Joshua the son of Nun. Listen to the rest of this verse. For they have wholly followed the Lord. They've given their all. They put their all in what they went and seen. They put their all in what God had for them. People, it's time that we put our all in the Lord, because we take and the promises out there before us. It's right there. But we're going to have to be faithful to the Lord and put our all into Him, that we can take and be victorious in that day that we're living. Amen. Going on down. It says, and the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and He made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. People, we don't need to be a part that's consumed with this world. But we need to be those that stand firm, those that hold on. Goes ahead and it says, and behold, ye are risen up in your Father's stead. I want us to listen close to this. You're risen up in your Father's stead, and increased of sinful men to a judgment, yet the fierce anger of the Lord toward Israel. Listen to the 15th verse. For ye turn away from after Him. If we turn from the Lord, even though the time's short, if we turn from Him, if we go another direction, listen to what it says. He will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. He will leave you in the wilderness. People of the Lord, He's coming back for those that will get armed and hold on to Him and stand for Him in the hour we're living, and take and fight the battle that's before us, and then they'll take and we can come out victorious. But if we don't, if we take and we do as He's done, He will leave us in the land that we're in. See, they was left in the wilderness to die because that they took and the disobedience, and because that they would not take and let God have His way. We cannot afford to not let God have His way. We cannot afford to. We cannot afford to say, well, let this one do it. Let that one do it. But it's time that we stand firm and say, Lord, whatever you want me to do, I will do all that you have for me to do. Amen. Goes ahead and it says, looking on into the 16th verse, it says, and they came near unto Him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our cattle and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready, armed for the children of Israel, until we have brought them into their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities, because of the inhabitants of the land. So we will not return until our houses, or return into our houses, until the children of Israel is inherited, every man his inheritance. We will not stop. We will not take and go back, but we'll take and fight and go on until the Lord's return, until we receive the inheritance that God has given us. People, it's time that we stand firm and go forth. See, whenever they took and headed out back there, when the city that the Lord's promised us. To all of those who will stand firm for Him, we're headed for that city. But we need to endure. We need to hold on. Looking on His success. Also, I was thinking on this. For it said we will build sheepfolds here for our cattle and cities for our little ones. They went to work. Their little ones that was just coming along, they took and started to work. To giving them something to do, something to hold on to. Something to where they could have the food that was needed. People, it's time that we have, that we take and give our little ones food, that we give the new Christians food, that we take care of them, that we bring them into the sheepfold, that we bring them into the place that God would have them to be, that they can be taken care of, that they can grow and not wander about everywhere. See, before they wandered about through the wilderness, but it's time to stand firm and to get something solid that God's will can be done. He can have His way. Looking on as it says. Goes ahead to 18 verses, and we will not return until our houses, or unto our houses until the children of Israel has inherited, every man his inheritance. So for we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side of Jordan eastward. Listen close. They said, we're not going to be able to make it, but we'll make a way for our children. We can make it home. It's not time to give up. Listen on to what the Word says. And Moses said unto them, if you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until He hath driven out His enemies from before Him, and the land will be subdued before the Lord. Then afterward ye shall return and be guiltless before the Lord, and before Israel. And this land shall be your possession before the Lord. If you will do this. Listen on at the 23rd verse, if we don't. If we don't. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against the Lord. And be sure your sin will find you out. If we don't do what God's given us to do, if we don't do all the work He's given us to do, see, sometimes I might not know somebody the Lord tells you to go to. You might not know somebody the Lord tells me to go to. But people, when the Lord calls us to do something and we don't go, we're going to be held accountable for it. Whatever God tells us to do, and we sit back and don't do it, we're going to be held accountable. What He calls us to do, He expects us to do it with our whole heart. He expects us to put our all into it. He expects us to give it our all. That He can have His way. It says, build your cities for your little ones, and your folds for your sheep. And do that which have proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. We will do as the Lord commandeth. People, it's time that we do what God's called us to do. If God's called us to do something, it's time to do it. It's time to yield ourselves to Him. It's time to be obedient to Him. Because we're nothing without Him. We cannot make it without Him. We're going to have to go all the way and do His will. Do that He has for us to do, that we can make heaven our home. going to have to do the battle. Will we be armed for the Lord? Will we get armed for Him? And will we go to battle for Him? See, because the old devil's going to come up and say, hey, you can't do nothing about this. The devil's going to say it's going to be this way and you can't do nothing about it. Don't go with what the devil says. What does God say? People, if we'll hold on to God's word, we'll do His word, heaven is ours. If they done what God had told them to do, says then you can make it home. We can make it home with Him. We can be steadfast with Him. We can possess heaven. We hold on. I'd like for us to stand if we would.